The skills I learned and practiced for the Wonder Expo were very useful because uh, a lot of us want to become a doctor or a scientist in a special degree. So we are learning those skills at a younger level, and we are learning how to collect our data, and we are learning how to analyze it, and we are learning to talk to each other and see if we got the same results if we're doing a similar test.
Some skills I was able to practice because of the expo were things like time management and how to cooperatively work properly with a partner.
The biggest thing I was able to learn was probably how to interact with people because we had to find partners, mentors, and get materials from stores.
Some of the most important things I was able to learn was learning how to make graphs and learning the scientific process because this can help you later in life.
During the process of this project, the skills that I was able to practice were researching, writing reports, and using the scientific method.
I was able to practice many skills because of the expo. I've been told by many teachers that in grade 8, in grade 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, we'll have to do many big projects, and I think this is a very good way to get us started.
Working in general on a big project.
How to manage a big project like this.
The skills I was able to practice because of the expo were mainly researching.
Research?
Getting background research done, because in order to do your topic you must fully understand what you are doing and what you're testing.
With my partner or other people.
Working with a partner.
How to cooperatively work properly with a partner.
Some skills that I was able to practice during the expo was time management.
Time management and being organized.
I had to do a lot of time management.
Time management skills and trying to cut down on my procrastination.
Time management.
Things like time management. I learned a lot about time management.
Time management skills.
Time management skills.
Being able to use your time wisely.
Manage your time wisely.
And time management.
It taught me lessons on how to, what's time management, and I'm really grateful for that.
I think that the most beneficial part of my Wonder Expo experience is learning how to communicate with my partner, conduct an experiment, and organize my time wisely.
The most beneficial part of this learning experience was that you have to learn how to be on your own, like if you have a project to do and you have like 10 weeks to do it, how could you do it? And it was tough, but all of us did get through it, so that's what we did.
The most beneficial part of this learning exercise would probably be that we were practically on our own. We had mentors that checked in on us, but then during the testing process, we were very much just by ourselves.
How to manage in a lab, how to use the equipment there, how to stay safe at the same time. And it was really interesting overall how to see everything in the lab and to see how we were supposed to use it and how we weren't.
And learning how to complete a project as large as this. Before this, I was actually not very good at time management, but over time, because of completing this big project, I was able to learn how to manage my time completely, as this project took up 10 weeks in time. And also, I'd never done a project as big as this before, and so it was great to accomplish that, and I'm sure that will come in handy in the future, especially in the senior school.
The most beneficial part of this learning experience was that you're going to encounter problems, and you have to find ways to work around those problems in order to reach your goal.
If I were to begin the Wonder Expo again, right now, here's what I would do differently. I would totally start on it right away because I was rushing to finish it in the end. I was cramming, but not too much. It still worked.
If I were to begin the Wonder Expo project right now, once again, something I would do differently is I would definitely not procrastinate like I did very badly.
So if I could do something differently about the Wonder Expo, in my experience, is not rushing it in the last week. So what happened to me, I did all the testing, and then I did all the writing and stuff in the last week, and it just was really stressful. So get prepared early.
If I were to begin the expo once again, just after completing it, I would probably try to manage my time a lot better and also try to polish things off and proofread a lot more. I'd also probably film my procedure, which I did not do during my testing for this Wonder Expo.
If I were to begin this project again, I would definitely do many things differently. Firstly, I would use my time wisely, as I found I was struggling at the last minute to finish things off. I would set times and short goals for myself in order to have this project finished and ready, hopefully a couple days before the expo is actually due.
If I was going to begin again right now all over the expo having finished it, what would I do differently? Well, I would have spent more time proofreading it because it's like 20 pages long and you have so many pages that it's kind of easy to miss one mistake.
If I would do this project again, I would do more research and get better, or do more testing. My test was a short 2.5-minute test, but I would have liked to get more people and fix the minor variables such as the practice rec location and like their motivation to do the tests.
If I were to begin again, I would probably get in a more in-depth research and just try again, try better.
I think that the most beneficial thing that my mentor did for me was, and my partner was, check in with us every week and make sure that we have everything done. And if we didn't have everything done, he would assign us the next day assign us work the next day to make sure that we have it done the next day.
The most beneficial things that my mentor did for me during the Wonder Expo experience was he helped me when I showed him my report, and he sort of looked over it and found a few errors that I then managed to change, and it very much helped me make my Wonder Expo better. He also suggested he helped me make my question and all of the my model.
The best thing my mentor did for me was he kept me organized, and that was really helpful.
One of the most beneficial things that my mentor did for me is just guide me along through the project. He told me what I did right and what I did wrong and how I could improve on my project.
Having a mentor was helpful, and my mentor really helped me stay on track during the expo.
The most beneficial thing my mentor done to me is keeping me organized and not making me stressed out about the Wonder Expo. She made sure that all of my poster board was complete and all of my report was complete. I think she was my most helpful person in this whole experience.
If I was a mentor, I don't think I would really change the mentor program at all. But I think maybe I'd check in with the students 2 or 3 times as much and also really enforce the guidelines as strictly as possible. But besides that, I wouldn't change anything because I think the mentor program has already been perfective, and it also was very productive.
One thing that I feel the mentors should have done is been more forceful with the due dates and help the kids more to finish on time so they don't get behind.
If I was a mentor, I don't think I would be just skimming over what I wrote and then just signing it. I think I would really look through it and give really constructive criticism.
You're supposed to check in with your mentors every week. I maybe checked in 2 or 3 times total, unless I was completely and utterly forced. Or it's because I find that it takes an obligation of time. Because if you do this, then you only have like 3 minutes to actually get work done on the Wonder Expo. You're discussing, which is like good, but I'd rather just do straight work.
If I was one of the teachers, I would change this project by giving no class time at all and 1 extra week at home so the students could stay on track much more easily.
If I was one of the teachers for this project, I would change the amount of time we got so that we would get a little more time, so then a lot of people wouldn't rush as much.
If I was one of the teachers, I would put a list of all the stuff that we need on a whiteboard.
If I were a teacher doing this project, I would really change the report. The materials shouldn't be in 2 columns, and the conclusion should be longer than half a page, because you're doing a very long report, and you should have a bigger conclusion about what you're going to do for it, how it ended, what you can do better next time.
If I was a teacher, something I would do next year was have you and your partner in the same mentor group so you can work together.
I think the multi-step process in this entire project was very beneficial and good for the students because it gave us short-term goals to work towards every week. So we knew we were going to be on track if we completed those goals every week.
The multi-step process for the expo I found was very beneficial. I was able to keep track of everything I have done.
A multi-step process, for example, having short-term goals is beneficial because then you're able to manage your time wisely, and then you're able to see if you're behind or if you're ahead or if you're just right with the pack. The multi-step format, like having weekly short-term goals, was, in my opinion, beneficial because it helped me a lot. Like, when I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do in a week, I could just look at that and know where to start. Otherwise, I would have been kind of lost.
I think that the multi-step process format was not beneficial because in that process, when us as students went to the teachers, most of the time we did things that we probably could have done ourselves, and it wasn't really that necessary.
I believe that this project, the science fair project, was very worthwhile for me, myself, and I can speak for my partner here, because we knew what it'd take to complete a full project. Some long nights, some stress, but overall, I found that this was a very rewarding experience for me, and I learned a lot.
I think that the Wonder Expo was definitely beneficial because it helped us gain many different learning skills that will definitely come in handy in the senior school, such as learning to manage our time, completing large projects, and also being creative and completing things on time with certain guidelines.
It was worthwhile. It gave us fundamental skills, and it was a very fun project. I liked it a lot, but it was also the level of procrastinating was high, but it was still an amazing project.
I think in general this project was worthwhile because I learned a lot about stress management and how to and organization and how to manage your time wisely, and a lot about research.
I think the project was worthwhile in general because me and my partner and I, we both learned so much. We had an amazing experience just going to a lab and seeing the little zone of inhibition around the antibiotics, and it was just an amazing experience overall.
In general, I think the Wonder Expo project was worthwhile because we got to learn about our testing, our data collection, writing, and the scientific method, which could help us if we become a scientist or better us in life, especially in the senior school, because it just teaches you about all the things you might need in life for science.
Well, I think that this project was worthwhile because it's a great learning experience, and you get to interact with several people. You can talk about it with other groups, and even if you're working alone, you still have other people to help you, like the people at the store that you buy the supplies from, or your mom who drives you to the store, or even the people that you're testing on.
This project, the Wonder Expo, was definitely worthwhile. My partner and I, and everyone else, I think, we all learned many things, researching and also teamwork and time management. It really helped us a lot.
I think this project was worthwhile in general because it taught me quite a few things, like how to work with a partner and just creating things like charts on Excel and creating flyers.
I thought that this Wonder Expo project was really worthwhile to do because it taught me how to use my time well and how to manage my workload so I wasn't too stressed over the time period.
I think that this project was really worthwhile because not only did I learn things off from my project that was not related, I learned things like time management and how to be more responsible for myself and lots of other things that can build up character. But at the same time, I also learned a lot of new things. I learned a lot about my topic, which is about antibiotic resistance, about bacteria, about these things in general. And I've explored many different realms of science during this Wonder Expo.
Thank you, Wonder Expo. Thank you, Wonder Expo. Thank you, Wonder Expo.